If you got it, flaunt it. Hello everybody, my name is Barry Horvath and this is Moving Forward TV with your local market update.
And I am DeLynn Gaston. Thank you so much for joining us. So on today's show, if you got it, flaunt it.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Well...
Chicka-bow-wow.
Chicka-bow-wow. That's different. We need some different music for that, please.
That's a whole nother show.
No, that's an older show.
And they don't do that here.
That's on our late night episode. Yeah. Actually, it's on my 900 line. Did we post that number? We're not doing that.
He doesn't do that kind of show.
No, he might. If the money's good, he might.
Trust me. No. No, he won't.
Yeah.
No, he won't.
I hear voices in my head right now.
Yeah,
you can't
I'm
imagine.
sure.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about something else then.
Yeah, moving on.
You know what? We are going to talk to you about some of the things, if you got it, flaunt it. But first...
Before we explain that.
Yeah, when we talk about that, we're talking about there's some features in your home that you really might want to flaunt if you want to list them and get top dollar.
Right.
And we'll get to that in a minute. But you know what? We're going to talk about something else that just came across my desk and your desk, is all this talk about escrow. And you know, there's a lot of different kinds of escrow out there, and people are confused, and it might seem elementary, but there really is, you know, 3, but really you said there's 4 different kinds of escrow out there.
And is there a method to the madness? I don't think so.
No.
So we figured we would just touch on escrow, the funny little word escrow, and kind of explain to people what it is. So you realtor partners out there, I know you guys all know what this is already, so share this with your buyers and sellers, because this is all terminology that we just throw around all the time because we all know what we mean, but people don't. And they get very confused, and I find I have to kind of like stop myself and explain things a little bit slower.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't want to insult people and think, oh, I'm insulting them by, you know, not telling them. A lot of people don't know how escrows actually work.
And I would rather, I say to them, stop me if you already know this, or stop me if I'm over explaining or something. I usually say to people, and very rarely do I get stopped.
And we use acronyms a lot, like
we do.
EMD.
EMD.
Yeah.
Yes, they have no clue what EMD means.
That's one kind of escrow.
Right. So again, you guys all know this, EMD, earnest money deposit, and they call it escrow. They'll say, okay, you have to put your escrow.
What if they don't know it? You just insulted them.
The realtors do know what an EMD is, earnest money deposit.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
interrupt. And if you guys did forward this to your buyers or sellers, EMD stands for earnest money deposit, which is the deposit when you are signing a contract. It is the deposit that you put down on the house, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, whatever it might be. You're going to write a check or get a money order, something like that, or a cashier's check, but please talk to your mortgage person first because it has to be tracked. And you give that to the title company who will be doing the closing, or a title company to hold on to that money. Note, they do not hold your physical check in hand. They are going to deposit it into their escrow account. It's an account that they have set aside just for these types of deposits that they hold for realtors on a real estate transaction.
And you know what? A title company told me that we accept cash, and they do. A title company can absolutely accept cash as an EMD.
You're making me twitch over here.
I'm just telling you because a title company really can accept cash.
No cash. No cash.
But if you are doing a finance transaction, tell us the ramifications if they have cash.
Yes, if you're doing a finance, if you have a mortgage on the property, the mortgage people have to be able to track that deposit and see that it came out of your account. So we need it in the form of either a personal check, a cashier's check, a money order,
so
something,
how do they
or
track,
a wire transfer. We have to be able to see it.
Let me ask you this. How do they track a money order though?
And this is very tricky, and this is only once in a while, so you have to have the copy of the money order, and it has to have your name on it, and it has to have your account. We have to see where you pulled the money out of. So if you take $1,000 out of your savings account, walk to Amscot or whatever, and buy a money order same day, then I can sometimes tie that together, and that might work.
But I would not recommend getting a money order.
I do not recommend that at all.
Better than
check.
cash, though.
Way better than cash. Oops, sorry.
Oh, don't worry about
One of my
us.
favorite songs. Time to leave for Bible study.
All right, well, I'll miss you. I'll finish the show. All right, anything else about EMD we need to talk about?
No, so that's about it for.
That's
but
one
they call
type
it
of escrow.
escrow. So just to confuse you even more, they call it escrow deposit.
Yeah, okay. What about escrow holdback? What in the world is an escrow holdback? And why would I want to use that?
Why don't you take that one?
Sure, I'd love to, DeLynn, because it's my favorite. All right.
Not a lot of lenders do it.
No, not a lot of lenders do, but check with your lender and see if you do. We happen to do them. And it can be very beneficial to both a buyer and a seller if you have a situation where a major repair, is needed. I'm not talking about painting the house, an escrow holdback, something necessary maybe to help close the loan, maybe a new roof, a new air conditioning system, or a major structural repair can be done.
That costs a lot of money.
Something that costs a lot of money. How it works is in this rising market, it can be very beneficial because typically the seller will have some equity in their property. Maybe they needed a new roof. They've been putting it off till they sell the house, but
so they're selling the house for a little bit lower because
maybe they did. So there's equity there. Well, they can put it built into the price, and they can hold back that money at closing to where that repair will be paid for actually after closing. Our real estate professionals get paid. The buyers get to close on their house, move in, and then do the repair afterwards with money that has been held back for the roof or the AC system, whatever it may be. So it's really a neat thing.
Right, and then once it's done, once the roof or the air conditioner, whatever it is done, that money is then released by the title. It's usually held by the title company, and it's released to the seller.
Actually held
or
by
the
lender itself in their own escrow department, and they pay the vendor directly.
Escrow word.
Yeah, so kind of a neat little niche there. That's called an escrow holdback.
Right.
I like it.
And then the last type of escrow that we're going to touch on today is the escrow that you hear probably the most about, which is your escrow account, which is kind of like a little savings account. So in with your mortgage payment normally is included a portion for your taxes and your insurance on the house. So everything's all bundled together into one payment so that when the tax bill comes out next November or whenever your tax bills come out, you don't have to pay that tax bill because the lender has been collecting it and holding it aside in what they call an escrow account, which is like a little savings account. They put that money in there to pay your next tax bill when it comes due and to pay your next insurance bill.
So what happens when they're in shortage? Can we tell them right after this?
Yes.
So we're gonna, we're gonna tell you and explain to you escrow shortage, how it works, and if you are short, do you pay interest on that? We'll tell you about that right after this. We'll be right back.
Finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, so now we're talking about the different types of escrow. So
The savings account escrow. So this is where your payments
so
are.
So tell us what happens, because taxes always change
Right.
every year.
Right.
They typically go up unless it's
And your
reassessed for
insurance.
lower, and your insurance,
And
premiums
those are the
kinda go
two
up.
things for the most part that's in there. And then, of course, if you maybe didn't put 20% down and you have private mortgage insurance or an FHA loan and you have mortgage insurance on there, then that's in there as well. So that's all that's in that account. And that is just an account
MI
for you, and
insurance
that's it.
doesn't change through the loan
No,
process.
and that comes out every single
I've
month.
had people call me and they go, "You said I had a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. Why did my mortgage payment go up?"
Right.
Well,
It means your taxes went up
means
or
tax-
your homeowner's
so
insurance
now you have a
went up.
shortage in your escrow.
Right. And that's the thing. So let's say we're, averaging you got an insurance policy for $1,200 a year. And that's what your insurance was, $1,200 a year. And everybody's happy and dandy, and we're collecting $100 a month, and we're putting in that little escrow account for you. And then next year we get the insurance bill, and now it's $1,400 a year. Well, it's gone up $200. I'm not sure why. You're not sure why, but it went up. Well, we're going to pay it for you. We're certainly not going to let your house, your insurance lapse because your escrow account is short. Every lender, we are going to pay that for you, and the taxes, whatever
They want
it is.
you to have the lender needs you to have insurance.
Right. So now it leaves what's called a shortage in your escrow account, in your little escrow savings account. It leaves a shortage, and they're going to ask you, normally every lender is required by law to do an escrow analysis once a year. It's done every single year, different times of the year. Most of them that I've seen anywhere are done every January, thereabouts, and they're going to give you a little statement that says, okay, this is what we thought your insurance was going to be, and this is what the actual was, and it's created this much shortage.
And when your loan is sold or transferred, by law, they are required to do another escrow analysis on the transfer to the new servicer. So they have to disclose to you what they have and what they anticipate paying out. So that's another requirement when it's transferred. So
what they will look at, on that shortage, they're going to, depending upon how much it is, they're going to do one of a couple of things. They're going to say, if it's like, $20, I think mine was $20 or whatever this past year. And they said, do you want to pay that, or do you want us to break that out over 10 months? No, I think I can handle $20. And I, just paid the $20. But if it's a larger one, they'll ask you, do you want us to break it up over the next 6 months? Do you want us to break it up and add it to your payment over the next, whatever? They are going to adjust for now. Your insurance went from $1,200 to $1,400, so now they are going to adjust for that, and charge the extra every month plus whatever the shortage might be. Or they'll just say, do you just want to write a check?
And they do provide or want you to have a cushion as well, because they're in their calculations they're thinking, okay, it went up 20% this year on you, and we're that much short, so they're going to put a buffer in there for next year.
Exactly. They're going to cushion
So they're
it a
going to
bit.
anticipate that it's going to keep going up.
Because they don't want to put you in that position either next year. Oh my gosh, now we've got this shortage again. Nobody wants to be short.
But what's funny is now the laws are different now on escrow. All this escrow analysis is required. When you go to closing, you're going to see an escrow analysis. And now the amount of disbursements that they can actually hold and keep in the escrow account are limited. So sometimes that's why you get that aggregate adjustment. It's not because they're aggravated with you. It's a true aggregate. Yeah, it's a formula they use to help. They have to do it by law to calculate how much escrow money they can have. The banks cannot hold on to your money. Those days are gone. Back in the old days, we were just talking about this, you could build up all this money in escrow and they'll never tell you, you'll see it maybe on your statement if you look, but they wouldn't tell you. Now they're required to disperse it.
So that's the other thing. So if you have too much, let's say your taxes, you homesteaded or whatever.
Escrow surplus.
And then and now you've got extra money in your account because your taxes went down. Maybe you homesteaded and it wasn't when you bought the house, that kind of thing. So
Maybe
now
you got a better deal on insurance, because we're seeing homeowners insurance coming down right now.
So now there's too much money. Well, again, they have a couple, and again, they're going to do this escrow analysis, and they're going to ask, hey, do you want us to send this check, back to you for $500 or whatever, or do you want us to apply it to the principal reduction on your loan? You could do something like that. Up to you, and they're going to ask you what you want to do. Or, just leave it there. Although depending upon what it is, like Barry was saying, they're required by law, they can only have so much. So they're not going to be able to have too much sitting there.
So to answer your question, if there is a shortage, I have a 4.125% fixed interest rate. Am I going to pay interest on that shortage?
No.
So they cannot charge you any interest on your escrow account.
Right. It's almost like being overdrawn in your checking account, kind of think of it that
And
way.
there's no fee for it.
And there's no fee for it.
Gotta like that.
I know.
Gotta like it.
Yeah.
Very cool,
So-
though. Very cool. All right.
That's what an escrow account is.
Well, that was 3 of them, DeLynn.
Yes, that's 3
What
of
was it you were saying about California, too?
California and some western states, I believe, we call it closings here. When everything's all done and set, and we go to closing, they don't call it closing; they call it escrow. We go to escrow. Isn't that odd?
That's so weird.
I know
That's
it
so
really
weird.
is.
Oh.
And it's weird because they don't disperse at what we call closing, and they
Right.
call escrow either.
Right.
They don't. They just sign everything, and they don't disperse until after everything is reviewed.
Yeah.
I mean, and sometimes it's like a week after. It's very strange.
It's different.
It's
It's their own country. All right, so when you get your mortgage statement, look it over and maybe you'll understand it better. You can reach out to us if you have more questions.
yes, we're
on all
happy
that.
to explain it.
Yeah, because, we're done with escrow.
Because we just know so much about that.
Yeah, yeah, because it's a lot of fun. Okay, now we got something really cool that could help.
Yeah, I
put
know.
more-
Now the fun stuff.
Yeah, because the escrows weren't fun.
No, escrows are not fun.
Let's-
See, we do fun stuff and not so fun stuff.
So-
but if we add the fun stuff in, then you guys will stay tuned, right? That's
Yeah,
what we're
right.
hoping.
So right now we're going to talk about listing features that sell on a home. So when you're listing, it's pretty, it's starting to see a
know,
little
which
more
I thought was
listings
pretty
out
cool.
there. Which one will help you sell your house for the most money? Which ones are going to help you sell for more? And you know what? I don't mean to leave you hanging, but we got to go to break, and I'm going to tell you all about it right after this.
And finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, we're going to talk about those listing features that you all have or might be thinking about adding that's going to help you get more money. And we're going to talk about ones that are going to help you sell faster,
And
too.
I was just going to say, yeah, so what we were kind of surprised at, not necessarily the stuff that's going to make the house sell faster are the same things that are going to make it sell for more money, and vice versa. And
Yeah.
2 totally different lists. So some of the things that help the house sell for more, again, you realtors already know this, pass this along to your sellers. The features that could help your house sell for more are things like a steam oven. Some of these I've never even heard of. A steam oven, professional appliances, a wine cellar. How many houses that you know of have a wine cellar?
You know,
in
it's
them?
so funny, but houses with steam ovens,
Yeah.
even though they sell for more, they typically stay on the market for 22 days longer.
See, so they're
Yeah.
not going to sell faster,
Yeah.
but they are going to sell for
Isn't
more
that
money.
so
These
funny?
are the things, and that's the first one on the list. That's the number one thing that makes it sell for
Bring
more
more
money.
money.
You would think like new windows and a new roof. Nope.
Nope, not at all. Nope.
Steam oven.
Nope.
Wine cellar, steam shower.
Yeah.
How about that? And look at that, 30% more. Pot filler. I
Yep.
thought this one was kind of funny, and
So
I said, so we
what's a
had to
pot
ask.
filler?
We had to ask Siri.
She thought we were becoming legalized like Colorado, but that's different. I told
Does that
her,
mean they
no,
have?
this
They
is
sell
pot
their,
filler. It's
have
not.
their own
It's the
marijuana
one
place?
where the hose is over the stove and you pull it down and you can like literally put water in the
Fill
pot
your
right there.
pasta pot right
Yeah,
on up
right
with
there.
water.
You just go. That's kind of crazy, though.
I didn't
you
even know they had those in houses, and apparently that's something that
They
people
do,
want, and
they
it makes
do.
it sell for more.
A shed in a garage studio.
Right? Sheds, garages, and then keep in
Well,
mind.
garage studio.
Yes, which means they want something, oh, look, the artist kind of a thing. That's what I'm
Right.
getting, a little place either above or something like that. This next one I totally love, heated floors.
Oh, yeah, that's
obviously this is national.
Arizona and Florida, you gotta have them.
You might not want that. But I got to tell you, when I lived up north, that would have been really cool.
Yeah.
A heated floor. That's pretty neat.
I don't know what this one is. A waterfall.
Countertop. I'm not exactly sure either, unless it's one of those really cool.
Hey Siri, what's a waterfall countertop? Can't even say it.
Okay, I found this on the web for what's a waterfall countertop. Check it out.
Oh.
What does she say?
Oh, it's a faucet that rolls over.
That's what I was going to say. I think it's that
Yeah.
faucet thing that looks
And
like a
I've
waterfall.
seen-
I
you
love
start-
those.
You
Those
start
are
to see them now in the bathrooms of the higher end restaurants.
yes, exactly.
That's what it is. Okay.
And you can get them in your
All right.
house, and they are beautiful.
All right. Outdoor kitchen.
Outdoor kitchen, that is something down here in Florida that we definitely
big deal.
love. That is a big deal because
That brings
we
you
spend a
more
lot of
money.
time outside. And it does, and I can absolutely see that
And a
brings
prep
more
sink.
money.
That's last on the list.
Right.
On the
So
list,
a lot of culinary wannabes out there doing their own culinary thing. They want a prep sink.
So these are all features
cool.
that will get you more money.
More money
All right,
now.
let's think about ones that are going to help you sell faster.
Right.
So, you know what's so funny? These features can actually get you sold 11 days faster on the market.
And that's a lot. 11 days quicker.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
Yeah. I mean, you've got a house sitting on your market. Maybe you want to put these features in. So,
Open shelving, which I thought was pretty. Oh, there they are. They're all up there. Look at that.
yep, open shelving.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yep, open
A lot of
shelving.
people like that. Pergolas.
Pergolas.
That's a new thing. Everybody likes
Mid-century
pergolas.
design. Subway tile. Exposed brick.
Subway
What a cool
tile.
look.
That's a
That
cool
whole
50s look.
Yeah, that whole warehouse look is in.
It is. Went out for a while and now it's back.
Yeah, a smart light.
Smart houses, period, I think
Yeah.
is probably a pretty big thing.
Technology is becoming
Yes.
a bigger
Yes,
thing.
yes, yes.
So get those Alexa lamps,
Right.
Farmhouse sink,
I don't know what that is. I think it's just a really deep sink is
Yeah.
what I think it is. Yeah.
butcher block, which you know what that is.
Yep.
Smart thermostat, we talked
Again,
about
smart
that.
house, smart
Yeah,
thermostat,
like
yep.
the Nest.
That
That's
is nice.
cool, where you can do it on your phone, you have an app,
Yes.
whatever. And then
Barn door.
yeah.
Everybody is into the barn
So,
door thing. I've seen that on several houses.
All of these features can actually sell from 8 to 11 days faster on the market.
Not necessarily for more money. So if it's going to cost you a bunch of money to put this stuff in, you might not get, but
No,
but
you
you'll
wanna
sell the
sell.
house pretty fast.
Because people look for these unique features and they're actually,
Right.
they like them.
Right.
They're cool. You wanted
know.
that. You wanted that
I
sink.
love I do. I love the sink, the pot filler thing, and I love
filler.
I love the waterfall.
Yeah,
Things for the bathroom. Those are, but they're not cheap.
No,
I
no,
will
they're
say
not.
they're not cheap.
That's
they're
a
beautiful.
faster motive,
And I love the
not-
barn doors too. My
Yeah,
girlfriend had
that's-
it put on her bedroom doors, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I think it's cool. They kind of pocket. And
Yeah,
remember
they're
pocket
beautiful.
doors were in?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, now it's barn doors. Go figure.
Yeah.
So cool stuff, though. Really good. So great tips when maybe you want to share these with your sellers when they're going to list a property, and it makes you look like a professional. And you sellers out there, maybe you want to consider some of this stuff.
If you guys
And-
want us to share this article with you, we're more than happy to do
And
so.
of course,
Just shoot
you
us an
home
email
buyers,
or a
if you
text.
see some of these features, know that it could bring more value,
Right.
or it could sell quicker right from underneath you.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
It is, and it's a pretty fast-moving market right
think?
now. Yeah, we've still got a seller's market going on. Not a lot of inventory out there. So if anybody is like sitting on the fence about selling your house,
Yep.
good time to do that.
Absolutely.
Get with the realtor.
And interest rates are continuing on a
drop.
downward trend.
So all
good
of the
things.
right things are in place to
Good
make
time.
this a hot market. So
Good time. Good time.
Right.
All right, let's talk about what's going on in the community because we got to wrap
community
up.
events time, because we're ready to wrap up here. So we have on August 13th, we have our monthly lunch and learn that we do for all of our realtor partners out there. And if you're new and haven't been to one of our lunch and learns, it's
should
open
come.
to any realtor. You should absolutely come.
Any actively licensed real
Actively
estate
licensed
professional.
real estate
and so bring
professional.
your guests and you all must be active.
Right. So just shoot me a quick text or an email or something like that to give me a heads up that you're coming so we can
or get on
kind
our
of have a head
Facebook
count.
page and just let us know
Right.
you're coming.
There you
on
go.
The mortgage firm.
This
Trinity.
month, it's August 13th, and we have Chief Kim Bogart from the Newport Richey Police Department. And because
We got the big chief.
We got the big chief, who is awesome. We love him. He is so excited about doing this. A couple of months ago, we had one of the commissioners on, and you guys were asking about a lot of the crime and everything. So we decided to bring the chief in, and he is so excited to talk about how they're cleaning
He
up
loves
crime
to
in
talk
Newport
about
Richey.
crime.
He is just, he
Yeah,
is
it's
such
really
a fun
awesome.
person.
It's
So
really
I'm really
awesome.
excited about hearing what he has to say about that.
And what about Bowling for Boobs is coming up? Go to
I know.
WPBA, West Pasco Business Association, our charity of choice.
Right.
Is the annual event is here again.
It came up quick. So October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we're not just doing Bowling for Boobs for nothing. This is a fundraiser
It's a
to help
kickoff.
kick off Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Go on,
So we've been doing this. This is our 6th year,
I think it's the 5th year.
5th year.
Yep.
We're not even sure. We've been doing it for a number of years. It's a lot of fun. It sells out quick. So
it is the
go
6th
on
year.
WPBA.biz or
Yeah,
WPBA.rocks.
get your lanes reserved and be a sponsor. So
Exactly.
it's up
We're
there
still
right
looking
now.
for sponsorships. We're looking for,
Go ahead and book your lanes. Always sells
Yeah.
out, and we sell from the middle out. So anyway, got to go, everybody. Have a great week. Like our show, share it, send it out, forward it to your friends, and
Thank you all for watching.
thanks.
We
We'll
are
see you.
we are today and every day.
moving forward.
See you next week.
Have a great one.
Bye-bye.